I think for us personally at Fiera, access to product is going to be the most difficult challenge. So there's a tremendous amount of capital that wants to have real estate in their asset mix. We're just one player in the market, and so accessing and acquiring sufficient product with the right kind of risk-return profile has been a challenge and will continue to be a challenge in 2017, and we're going to have to get creative. And we have been able to do that through partnerships and joint ventures and strategic relationships that have allowed us to effectively place money so far.
The most significant challenges all relate to the proper sourcing, underwriting, and assessment and pricing of our capital relative to the highly competitive and capital-rich marketplace in which we have the good fortune of being in today, and what we expect will be the case for the balance of this year.
I think the most significant challenge we have is to carefully, prudently invest the capital. And the biggest challenge to that is the influx of foreign capital that we've seen. So foreign capital has averaged in Canada 2 to 10% a year of the transaction volumes in the country. In 2016, it jumped on transactions over 20 million, it jumped into the mid to high 20% range. So 5 or 6 times the average transaction volume that there has been over the last, say, 10 years or so. That has a significant impact. Some of that capital has very different motivation than Canadian capital sources. Some, quite frankly, it's about a return of capital rather than a return on capital. So if you look at some of the flight capital that is moving from other places in the world to safe, transparent destinations like Canada, they aren't necessarily looking for what we as investors, be it as individuals, as pension funds, as REITs, are necessarily looking for. And so that has created a very competitive environment, at least in regards to properties that they're interested in.
Like, realistically, it's going to be just finding the product. At this point, we've got now game changers like capital gains are being rumored to change. So what happens when somebody owns real estate? The idea of taking a gain, having to pay more tax, it makes holding or refinancing and maybe a better option. So it's something where just finding product, it's tougher to get great assets. So if you're holding something, the tendency is to hold longer. So we'll have to see. I think it's going to be a great year for real estate overall. It's going to be a great year for Canada overall. So we'll just see what that means in terms of the final volume numbers for 2017.